Hey everyone, we're making a lot of progress last couple of days. Thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. The single player version of the game for the alpha is done. As far as what I wanted, all the features that I wanted it to have. You can now play the game. You can planets have production numbers now. You can see it's right now it's kind of set at super fast, so it's everything's building up really fast. I just did that so I can play the game quickly. I'll probably slow that down later. See here on the map, every system that has a green circle around it or any kind of a colored circle is a system that I control. I changed the fuel consumption, so if you jump into a system that you already own, it doesn't take any fuel. And so that's really good. And so we got to the system here, and now I can take the fuel, and my total fuel increases. We can now upgrade the planets as well. This now works, so I'm going to upgrade this to a level 7. And what that does is that decreases the speed that that the fuel builds up, but it increases the total amount of fuel that it can hold. And here we can build the fighters. These are Roman numerals, so you can build. When you hit this, it builds 10. If you hit C, it's 100, or is it 1,000? No, Roman numerals. And D, I believe. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong number. Sorry, I hit the fuel. So the fighters that's 100 fighters being built, 500 fighters being built, 1,000 fighters being built, and that's an X with a line over it, and so that means 10,000 fighters being built. So I can build up fighters. So as you can see, also the gold circle there is the location of my base. And so if we tell my base to warp to this place here, and we go to the map, we can watch my star base moving across the map there now. Green, each system has a color, so red means that I've recently taken all the fuel from it, so it barely has any fuel, so the color red has barely any fuel. Color green means there's at least 100,000 fuel waiting for me to pick up. So if we click here, we'll see, 50,000, at least 50,000 fuel for me to pick up, so it says 50,000, so it's green. It's going to be this lime color if it's got over 100,000, I think. Yeah, so this one has over 100,000. And so I could jump in here with no fuel, and I can take it. You'll notice that my animation is a lot smoother now. So I finally figured out the proper way to double buffer. And so what's happening is my CPU is generating the next image. And while it generates the next image, the last image generated is pushed to the video card. So it's two different threads. One thread is constantly just copying the last buffered image to the graphics card, to OpenGL. And then the CPU is building the next image at the same time. So it's called double buffering. And I thought I was double buffering earlier, but it's just because I have a lot of buffers for the artwork. Like there's a background buffer and a foreground buffer, but I was not doing proper double buffering, and that the final buffer is created and then pushed to the background, buffer while the other buffer is being filled. So I figured that out, and so I've been getting a really consistent 60 frames per second in the game. Now, you lose the frames per second when the menus appear, and that's just because I have not optimized this thing at all. And so this whole image is being generated every single refresh, and so that's why we get a droppage in the frame rate when any of the menus are open, including even this one. But apparently just one menu is not bad enough to kill our frame rate. But I am going to work on some buffering technology for the images. The reason why it's not buffering is because this is dynamic, and so every game refresh, this value is changing, and so I didn't want to buffer it. But what I need to do is calculate a system that buffers everything except for the number, and then we'll make that part dynamic. So as you can see, I've taken over most of the galaxy in this game. I've even gotten into the core systems here, and so these systems are the highest level, and so this is like level 20 world. So level 20 is the highest level of the game that the planets start at. But I should be able to find a level 20, it is in my level 21 world here. This is one that I captured, and then I upgraded it after I captured it. And so it has missile bases, which I need to work on that logic, but that's there. So what I'm really focusing on right now is the multiplayer aspect of the game. So right now, the game is only aware of a single player, and so I can't really have two players playing at the same time. And so that's the last piece that I want for kind of the alpha, and then I'll do an alpha release. And if anyone watching this is interested, just put it in the comments, and I will definitely make sure that you are contacted to get an alpha copy of it. But as soon as it's ready, I'll be playing with my friends. They're eagerly awaiting it. My kids also want to play. The color blue means that the planet has reached its maximum fuel storage, so it's stopped producing. So you want to go here and you want to take all the fuel. And so, yeah, a lot of progress. And there'll be a focus now on getting the multiplayer working. Hopefully next time I do post an update, I'll have two players in the game at the same time. All right, thanks, bye.